Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Poppy Library. My name is Liz, and this is KnitCast. As you may have noticed, I have a finished object. Yes, I do. I have finished my mini mock neck tank by Jessie May Designs. I am absolutely in love with it. It is everything that everybody said it was going to be and more. It knit so fast. I was able to finish this in a week and a half. Tops, I think. Maybe a week and 2 days. And yes, I did sit down a lot and knit, but it was so fun to knit. It was very interesting. You got to trust the process. Just trust the process. That's all I got to say. It was just so fun. It was so fun. I'm going to pull a yarn down here. My yarn collection is up here in my office. I used, again, the Felix yarn line from La Bien Aimée. And this is in the color Blue Royale. And it is 75% Falkland Merino, 25% Corriedale. And it is a lace weight yarn, so I held double. I switched some needle sizes around when I gauged for this sweater, so this vest. What is it, a tank? It's a tank. It's a tank. And I was able to get gauge, and I modified kind of what size I was knitting based on the gauge that I got, and then also the stitch count, just to make sure that it fit me the way I wanted it to. And I'm just going to roll back a little bit. And it fits me perfectly. It fits me just like the way I envisioned it. It is such an easy pattern to follow. You just got to go, step by step by step. Don't get too ahead of yourself. And I trust the process. And I did. And it turned out absolutely fabulous. I love it. I specifically like I guess they call this the mock neck. It's just 1x1 ribbing. And it makes the whole thing. Like, it frames the face. It makes me glow. I'm so comfortable in it. A few things about this yarn that I wanted to point out. And I think it's something for us to think about, all of us knitters, especially beginner knitters, when you're choosing yarn for your projects. I did a lot of testing to figure out what yarn is going to be best. First thing that I looked at was color. What color do I want to knit this? I love this color blue. I think it's very flattering for my skin tone and my hair color and my eye color and all the things, and I just feel really good in it. So I gravitated towards this color. I already had it in my collection of yarn, and so I was able to kind of pick. From there, I was able to swatch. Again, it's so important to swatch because you just want to make sure that the yarn that you have is, the yarn that you're knitting with and the needles that you're knitting with are going to be the same size as to what is presented in the pattern, so that you don't get, maybe something that's too long or something that's too wide. I've been through so much heartbreak with things like that, not paying attention to those kind of details when knitting. So learn my lesson through many, many trial and errors. People are going to tell you this all the time. Just swatch. It'll help you out in the long run. I would recommend. But I also understand what it's like to I want to freaking cast on a project and I want to get started and my hands need to get busy. I get it. Just go with it. You'll learn later. Sure, whatever. I don't care. So I think, I have a 2-ply yarn here, which is when you pull these, here's a little piece. When you pull this yarn apart, just one of the strands, it's like 2 strands of yarn spun together. Not spun together, but, I forget what the right word is. Please excuse. But it's essentially 2 little, you can kind of see them wrapped around each other. Again, I held double. The stitch definition is not, it's a little blurry. It's not as defined as if I were to use like a 3-ply yarn. So for my next adventure, I'm going to do a 3-ply yarn for the same tank. This is what's going to happen right after this. This is my next project, is doing another one of these, and it's going to be for wintertime. Since this is a lace weight yarn, and it is, like, you can kind of see how, like, flowy is in the right way, but light and airy it is, it feels light and airy on me. So this is a very appropriate knit for summer. So I can wear this to work. I can transfer myself from inside an AC place to my AC car to my work that is also AC'd in this hot-ass winter. So winter? No, hot-ass summer. hot ass summer. And I feel fine. I don't feel like it's very hot. With this, I will probably feel like it's very hot. So it's a much thicker yarn. This is definitely a fingering weight yarn. This is the Mondim, and I use this yarn, but a different color, to knit my niece's sweater. So I know it's going to feel thick and that the stitch definition is going to be there. This is the colorway Emmeline, and I can't wait to knit another one with this yarn. I'm not competing with Jackie anymore. I promise. We'll see. Not that it was ever a competition again, but you know me. And I can't wait. It was so fun. It was so fun and so fast, and which is very satisfying, especially during the summer when I'm very frustrated that it's so hot. So I would 10/10 recommend this pattern. Again, it's the Mini Mock Neck Tank by Jessie Made Designs. Nothing but great things to say. I did knit it a little longer so that it went below my natural waist. You don't have to do a, you just knit it the way you want to. Knit it the way it makes you feel comfortable. This is the way it makes me feel comfortable. I love it. Nothing but great things to say. And I glow like I said I would. I glow like I said I would. So fun. All right. New yarns. Now that we're done with my little finished object, let's move on to yarn. My newest acquisition is one of my favorite yarn companies and from one of my most favorite human beings on the internet / just knitting community in general. Her name is Taylor, and she is with Fiber for the People. I love Fiber for the People. Taylor has always been absolutely the sweetest person to me. She's promoted my channel on her channel. She said she really liked my videos when I do my art videos, which are coming up later this week. Sorry, next week. My Notes from a Knitter kind of series. And she loves them. She's always been so nice to me. And her yarns are kick-ass, okay? I have two. One that I acquired a while back. And the first, this one I just got in the mail today. It is her Petals colorway in 100% GOTS organic merino line. It's 210 yards for 100 grams. It's a 4-ply worsted weight yarn. And this is petal. And something about this beautiful toned, like I feel like it's maybe like a jewel tone, a little light on a jewel tone yellow, is just so delectable. And it's soft. It's soft as hell. It's so soft. It's organic merino, and like I can just, it's squishy. I can't wait to use it on some color work projects that are coming up later in the season, but this is awesome. And her other yarn that I have that is also already for an assigned project later this season, it is 100% blue superwash blue face Leicester yarn. Don't you feel like Leicester is like Worcestershire sauce? Blue face Leicester yarn in the colorway Sapphire, 328 yards, 100 grams, sport weight. Also a beautiful colorway. She comes up with the most awesome vision boards. How she decides her colors, and she also is a painter. I saw portrait artist. She's just overall inspirational. Also, her craft room, nobody compares. The background in all her videos, I mean, if you watch it for anything, for just that, you can watch the channel just for that, like room inspiration. I feel like she should come decorate this place. I would love to have you, Taylor. You want to come decorate my glass studio? I could even make something that we could decorate. Anyway, I get ahead of myself. She's the best. Go check her channel out. I'm going to link it in my description box along with her shop. Please support her. She's absolutely wonderful. Very entertaining. Comes out with content regularly. I'm going to shut up about Taylor. Just go watch her stuff, okay? Thanks. Shut up, Liz. Oh my God. So last time we chatted, I have been talking about this for 2 weeks now, and I wanted to give you an update on my swatch for the yarn that I've been using, that I've been experimenting with. I'm looking up because, again, my collection is up here. So Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino yarn in the colorway Piglet. And I finally got the swatch together because I really wanted to finish this, so all attention was on this. But I wanted to follow up because somebody asked me in the comments, I believe she lives in Atlanta, I apologize that I did not look up your name before I made this video. But an update for you is that this yarn is amazing. I would highly recommend. It is cool to the skin. So she lives in Atlanta, from what I remember, and it's hot, just like here. The humidity is off the charts. If it could be 200%, it would be. So it's cool to the touch. I took this outside and I wrapped it around my arm, and it still feels cool to the touch. It's not hot, which is awesome. So I am going to knit something with this, and it's going to be the Miss Serena by Caitlin Hunter. And I'm going to pair it with the other yarn that I bought, excuse me while I grab it, which is a silk yarn. And it is the Pure Silk Knitting for Olive in fuchsia. So this and fuchsia for the Miss Serena, yeah. And I think after I knit this next version of this, I'm going to knit a Miss Serena. And I have plenty of hot time to wear it. So I think it'll knit up fast. It is very flowy, and the stitch definition is definitely there. So I'm excited about it. I will update you when that project starts, and you will learn all about it. But again, the Knitting for Olive Cotton Merino, great summer yarn. Great summer yarn. Would highly recommend. This episode will definitely be a little bit shorter because I am working on a lot of things to update you on. Different kinds of craft projects to use with yarn, maybe some leftover yarn, all of this stuff that is in the works. So I don't really have a lot today to share, but I did want to talk about summer knits. Now this is going to be a different version of summer knits, full disclosure. So if you're looking for something that you're going to wear in the summer, probably not it. My philosophy on summer knits are knitting something to prepare you for the winter time. Knitting takes a long time. You can be new to knitting and, it takes you a while to get that muscle memory in, or maybe you just like to take it slow, or we all have different speeds and they're all okay. But for me personally, I like to knit to prepare for winter and fall and winter and beginning of spring, to be honest. So I want to have that wardrobe ready when those seasons come along. So it is hot here. I am very fortunate to have central AC in the southern United States, where it's very hot and humid. I didn't grow up that way, so I understand what it's like to not have AC. So full disclosure there. Knitting and going to coffee shops and things like that, I can completely understand having those projects with you. It is hard to knit larger objects for the wintertime in the summertime because it's just hot on your lap and then your hands get hot and it's just a frustrating situation. So I wanted to share kind of my plan on how I knit for winter. And it's really like, it starts off, all it is you start off with small things like socks, accessories like hats, scarves, shawls don't count. So you start with those small things in the hottest summer months. So, July, August, it's going to be like 105 degrees ish. Normally, it feels like it at least. So today, luckily, and yesterday was an 86-degree day, which I don't even want to talk about. What the hell happened there? Like, I'm happy, but also I'm freaked out. Weather changes scare the shit out of me. Anyway, I digress. I would highly recommend doing, hats and socks in this July, August timeframe. Then I usually move on to things like, shirts, maybe not shirts, but like sweaters with a lighter weight, and then like heavier things closer towards fall. So that way, as it kind of cools off a little bit, or at least in my mind it does, I can then kind of knit those garments progressively. So I wanted to share what kind of my progression is going to look like. So accessories, the next thing that is coming up after these projects, after the Miss Serena, is going to be a hat. And I found the most lovely pattern. It is Lucky Hat Wrap by Sophia Talley. If you go to Ravelry and you look at the projects that are for this pattern, there are so many awesome options and it looks flattering on everyone. And I think it would be a great statement piece to wear, whether I want to dress up, maybe to work or something, or go out on a date night, anything like that. So I am really excited about that pattern. I don't have a yarn picked out just yet, but I kind of think I want to do something with sparkles to dress it up. I don't know. We'll see. My next thing that I would knit is something, again, I'm going towards like the sweaters. I really want to knit the Halibut by Caitlin Hunter. Something about the fish. The fish on that pattern, fabulous. Statement fish, I'm all there. Give me the statement fish. Yeah. I'm going to Maine later this summer, like August. So I think I would wear that there. And I'm going to be cold at night. I can't do anything, but when it's summertime, I'm already acclimated to the heat, kind of. So anything underneath like 70 at night, 70 degrees, yeah, you're going to have to cover me up. Give me 2 blankets. Give me a down comforter. Give me something. I need to stay warm, and I'm going to wear that. Definitely going to wear. Where did that yarn come from? I'm going to wear that sweater in Maine. And so that's a Maine project. So I'm super excited about that. After August, I will move on to something a little bit heavier. I'm really excited to knit the drawing sweater by Tomomi Yoshimoto. Something about that floral pattern is really getting to me. I usually put things in my like library or to come back to, like what are patterns that I keep going back to, keep looking at, and then I'll mark it in my notes section on my phone. This one I've watched, I've seen it so many times. I keep going back to it. I definitely am gravitating towards that. So that is going to be like a September project. September. Here in Austin, it is hot in October. You have this like thing that happens. I remember when I was younger, going out on Halloween, depending on your outfit, you could either be sweating to death or slightly sweaty, depending on your costume. I'm not trying to reveal on what I used to wear, but it is hot. So October 31st, Halloween, it is hot. However, I am going to Woolen Folk and Rhinebeck, so I will be in cooler weather. So October time, late September, early October, I will be knitting the Augustine's number 11 and by Augustine's number 11 by Anne Sophie Velling. It's a dress. It's a shirt. It's something. She's wearing pants in this picture, and I thought, I want to wear pants with that. Like I could see it with some baggy pants. I could wear it with whatever I want. It looks absolutely fabulous. It's with a size freaking 15 needle. That is not going to take very long at all. And I feel like that's going to be like a stress knit, meaning like it's busy season for me. It's the fall. Everyone's doing a freaking event. And I'm going to be stressed and not stressed. It's just going to be busy. So it'll keep my hands free, like with something that is not work, my mind free to just do this like stockinette stitch. Like it looks very relaxing to me, and I would wear the crap out of that. I'm going to wear that all the time. Just like I'm going to wear this all the time, I'm going to wear that all the time. So I'm excited to do that. And hopefully maybe I can have that done by Woolen Folk. I feel like that's ambitious. We shall see. So those are my quick summer kind of tips for knitting for the future. Knitting for the future season. Just try to remember, especially if you're a beginner knitter, it's going to take some time. So you might learn a new project, or maybe just give yourself some flexibility to put it down for a little bit if you get frustrated with it. Just want to throw that out there. I definitely, because I live in a hotter climate, I kind of like have a deadline for myself. I want to wear that by the time it gets cold, and then I can only wear it for a certain amount of time, and then I got to put it away. So boo-hoo me, right? Like those are just kind of my thoughts. If you're knitting in a hot climate, like knit for the next season, but be strategic about it. If you don't have access to AC, central AC all the time, which I didn't when I was growing up, I know what that feels like. Maybe escape to a coffee shop or your local knitting store if you're fortunate to have one, and sit there and get to know knitters, and you have a place that has central AC, and then take it home and maybe knit something that's not so hot. Those are just kind of just thinking about my childhood, and probably if I was really into knitting as a child and a teenager, I would probably do that. So So those are just my quick tips again. And that's really all I have for you today. I have so many great things that are coming out, so many different kind of fiber projects that are coming out in future videos that are standalone videos. My ranunculus story, the tale of two ranunculuses. Ranunculuses? Is that how you say it? Plural ranunculus? I gotta look that up. Two ranunculus and then casting on another one, which is a whole separate project aside of these things. Spoiler alert, I'm just letting everything go, all my surprises. And also just a few other fiber projects that are related to knitting, but more towards home decor. So that's coming. So many fun things. So I'm so happy that you joined. I'm so happy that you're here and you're watching these things. It makes me feel less alone with knitting. And I love talking to everybody. I love people interacting with this channel, people talking to each other. That's what this is about. Again, I'm going to Maine. So I will be probably near Portland, Maine area in August. I would love your recommendations if you've been to that area on shops that I could visit, places that I can knit, places that I can see. I love a local's perspective or a frequent visitor's perspective of places that they love to go see, do things, anything. I love to eat. I love to drink. I love to go have fun. I love to be in the cold. I love cold water. I love nature. I won't go camping because no, my husband will though. And I love to knit and just do the things. So send me, please. I would love your recommendations. Send me the things, please. Thank you. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'm so happy you're here to hear me chat about and go on about knitting. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye.